Alright, how do we get the Enderman Overhaul mod? This mod adds over 20 new Enderman variants to the game, each with their own sounds, models, and animations. And honestly, they're really well made. So, right off the bat, I'm telling you, okay? Well, basically, to get this mod, which adds so much variety to the Minecraft world, we need to search for Enderman Overhaul on CurseForge. As you can see, it has 31 million downloads, and it has these dependencies: gecko-lib, resourceful config, and resourceful lib. So we'd go to Files, select the mod loader we want, in this case Forge, and also the version we want, in this case 1.21. 3 buttons and download the file. Save this file to Windows +R appdata roaming.minecraft and mods, okay? All the other dependencies like resourceful lib, config, and gecko-lib we'd also save inside this folder, and that's it. Now we can start using the mod without any issues. Alright, how do we find the Badlands Enderman? This variant is a neutral mob that spawns exclusively in the Badlands biome. Basically, for those who don't know what biome we're talking about, it's this one we're looking at right now, the terracotta biome. It's right here, this biome. It spawns at night and when killed has a chance to drop ender pearls. Okay, there we go, ender pearls, and it can drop the Badlands hood. It can also drop the tiny skull, which is a small skull, just decorative, and this cool item. There we have it. Alright, how can we get the Badlands hood? The Badlands hood in Enderman Overhaul is a rare equipment item that drops from the Badlands Enderman, which spawns in the Badlands biome. When we defeat this mob, there's a small chance it'll drop this item beyond the tiny skull, like what just happened. I don't know the exact drop rate, but I assume it's similar to the Wither skeleton, so pretty rare. We're killing the Enderman right now with looting 3, and you can see it's not dropping. And there it drops, okay? So yeah, the drop rate is pretty low. It goes in the chestplate slot, as you can see, and gives us 4 armor points, which is better than leather, but worse than gold. Its main function is letting you look Endermen in the eyes without provoking them, preventing them from attacking you. So that's how it works. And that's how to get it. Super simple. Alright, how do we find the cave Enderman? This creature with 20 health, well, 20 hearts of health. As you see, it dropped coal and ender pelts. And this is a hostile mob that lives in caves. And yes, it's hostile. What does that mean? It'll come after me, okay? Even if I don't look at it. It has a short detection range, but attacks even if you don't look at it, and is vulnerable to sunlight, taking damage if it surfaces during the day. Its drops include coal, raw iron, emeralds, or ender pelts. Look, there it is. So it's a creature that'll make caves a bit trickier for us. It doesn't have any special drops or anything, but be careful. Let's also check out the detection range it has. We're seeing that, for example, the zombies have already spotted me, and, well, that short range isn't so short. It's not that short, but there we have it. Alright, so here we have the Dark Oak Enderman, which is basically a mob that spawns in Dark Oak forests. These forests right here, which are, well, basically forests with this different type of wood, with much larger trees. It has 50 health. We're talking about a much stronger mob. It doesn't attack us, but if we look it in the eyes, as you can see, it gives us this darkness effect and also blindness. When it dies, it basically drops ender pearls, but it's dangerous to fight due to the lack of vision it causes in the middle of a dark forest. So yeah, as a drop, it's going to give us ender pearls. Alright, so here we have the Desert Enderman, basically a neutral mummy variant that spawns in deserts. It has a unique hunched posture, as we're seeing, and when killed it can drop emeralds and ender pearls. No special mechanic, it summons 3 scarabs, okay? Theoretically, when we're hitting it, there it is, they're coming for us. They can be defeated pretty easily, and as a drop we get these ender pearls. As you can see, it's quite tall, much taller than the normal Enderman, and if it comes towards us, it's going to move pretty slowly. I understand it's going to hit hard, deals 3 hearts and hits pretty fast, but hey, there we have it. Alright, so here we have the Flowerfields Enderman. It's a tiny variant known as the Short King or Flower Boy, and it spawns in flower fields. It's completely passive, never attacks the player, even if you hit it. It's much smaller than a normal Enderman and only drops regular ender pearls when killed. When I hit it, looks like it teleports instantly when you attack it. Well, they spawn in these meadows. Yeah, the problem is where exactly? Where did it teleport to? Because I don't see it. Here's one. Oh, it teleports with every hit, seriously. There it is. And yeah, as you can see, it only drops ender pearls, so there you have it. Alright, so here we have the Ice Spikes Enderman. An Enderman that's almost 5 blocks tall, and basically it's very thin too, and it spawns in the ice spikes biome. It's neutral, and when killed it can drop packed ice and the valuable icy pearl. As you can see, it has 60 health, so it's a pretty tough mob, and there we have the icy pearl. It spawns obviously in the ice spikes biome, this biome where there are ice spikes, and this mob freezes nearby enemies when taking damage or when attacking, so watch out for that, okay? Let's see if it hits me and freezes me. No, it doesn't look like it's working, but well, it can do it. So there you have it. Alright, how can we use the icy pearl? Well, basically this special pearl drops from the snow enderman or ice spikes enderman in ice spikes biomes, okay? I'm going to show you both. The snowy enderman looks like this, and the ice spikes enderman looks like this. So they drop icy pearls, which basically freeze nearby enemies when thrown. There you see it, slowness 3, weakness 3. Okay, I don't know if it freezes the thrower too. No, doesn't look like it, okay? So there we see it. Super interesting item and extremely useful for slowing strong mobs like the Ravager, applying slowness and freeze damage. So there we have it. Alright, how do you find the Mushroom Fields Enderman? Basically, this Enderman lives in the rare Mushroom Fields biome, the Mushroom Islands. It's a passive variant with these sleepier eyes and a mushroom cap. It won't attack the player, and its drops include red mushrooms and ender pearls. As you can see, it has quite a bit of health. We're talking 20 hearts. There you go, it drops red mushrooms and ender pearls. So there you have it. Alright, so here we have the SAVANNA Enderman. This neutral mob spawns in the SAVANNA biome and has the same hooded model as the BADLANDS variant, but with different colors, reddish, brown. When killed, it can drop ender pearls or also, watch out, acacia blocks, acacia logs. It can also drop the acacia hood occasionally, though it's pretty rare. Honestly, it's an interesting mob for that wood drop. Just remember, it only spawns in the SAVANNA, okay? And there you have it. Alright, how do we get the SAVANNA HUD? Well, the SAVANNA HUD is obtained in a SAVANNA by defeating a SAVANNA Enderman. We have a very small chance. And basically it equips on the chest and grants 4 points of protection. And what it does is let you look Enderman in the eye without them becoming hostile, okay? It does exactly the same thing as the Badlands HUD and the Snowy HUD. So there you have it. I'm saying this in case you're in the Badlands or the snow, so you know you can get the same item without needing to move, though the aesthetic will change, okay? That just depends on what you prefer. So yeah, that's it. Alright, how do we find the Snowy Enderman? It spawns in snowy biomes and is neutral. It has a cool blue hood and has the Frostwalker effect, meaning it walks on ice over water and stuff. As you see, it can drop the icy pearl. Let's go see if we can find water so you can see how it walks on water. There's water here, right? There we go, okay? I'm gonna spawn it, and there it is, okay? The water still touches it, but let me try pushing it. It's like it touches the water. Oh no, it doesn't have to, okay? There we have that pretty cool effect. And yeah, it can drop the snowy hood, which basically lets us look at Enderman without them attacking with 4 armor points and gives us icy pearls, which we've been talking about. So yeah, it's that simple. It obviously spawns in snowy areas. Alright, so here we have the Swamp Enderman. This Enderman lives in swamps and has 4 eyes like a spider. It's neutral, but also very dangerous because it's immune to water and poisons you when it hits you. Drops normal ender pearls, but doesn't look like a fun mob to deal with. We've got 2 armor points here, okay, with a snowy hood, and let's see that poison, alright? There it poisoned me, and we're seeing it's super tough and applies poison 3 for several seconds, huh? So, yeah, it's not going to show any mercy whatsoever. Plus, like we said, it's immune to water, so the trick of running away won't work. What we can do is use water to fight it, because as you see, it'll move much slower. So we have way more room to take it down here. Now that's actually true. Sure, even if the water touches us, it's not built for swimming. It'd be different if it was built for swimming, then we'd have a real problem. So, yeah, just like that. Super, super easy. Alright, so here we have the Windswept Hills. And basically it's a giant variant with an elongated head that spawns in the Windswept Hills. Basically these hills, these mountains, it's neutral and has a creepy smile. No special drops beyond ender pearls, but it stands out for its massive size and intimidating Slenderman-like design. So yeah, as you can see, we can take it down no problem, and it drops ender pearls, okay? So there we have it. Alright, how do we find the coral enderman? Well, basically this enderman here is an amphibious variant that lives underwater and has corals growing on its body. Unlike normal ones, it takes damage on land, meaning it suffocates, and it's immune to water. It swims really fast, okay? It doesn't seem to be hostile. If we attack it, it is. Let's see how much damage it does. It does quite a bit. And like I said, it swims fast. So, no, not great. If we look it in the eyes, I assume it gets angry, right? No, it doesn't seem like it. Oh, right, because I'm wearing the coat. Wait, okay, if we look it in the eyes, it does get angry. And it can drop the bubble ender pearl. The bubble pearl. It's this one here that has no gravity, okay? But also when it lands, it seems to regenerate my bubbles, okay? Fun fact. So it's pretty good. Alright, how do you use the bubble pearl? Well, basically this is an ender pearl with no gravity. You get it by killing ocean endermen. And this pearl is unique because it has no gravity. When thrown, it travels in a perfect straight line through the air until it hits a block or entity, okay? As you just saw. Important note, underwater it does have gravity, okay? Unfortunately. And also, if we're losing oxygen, the bubble pearl will regenerate it when it lands, okay? It has this other effect. It's like, I don't know, as if we'd surfaced. No, it regenerates. It regenerates. So, anyway, it travels much slower, okay? It's pretty slow movement-wise, but we can teleport from one end to the other. If I want to teleport to the next block over there, theoretically I should be able to. I don't know if it'll be able to load the chunks. Let's see. And there it disappeared. I don't know if it stopped loading or just vanished. No, it's still loading, still going. We can't see it, but this ender pearl can theoretically just keep going and going until it finds... Oh wait, no, okay, it can explode, right? If we throw it too far, it'll end up exploding, going pop, which makes sense because otherwise the entity could stay there forever running, and that could be a problem. So there we have it. That's how the bubble pearl works. You get it from coral enderman in the ocean. Right, so here we have the Soul Sand Valley enderman. Basically, it lives in the Soul Sand Valley of the Nether. It's hostile and has a skeletal texture. It's immune to fire and lava. And as you can see, when defeated, spirits appear, okay? 3 mini spirits that I recommend you take out. Basically, they're small flying entities similar to Vexes but skull-shaped, summoned when the Soul Sand Valley enderman dies. They spawn in groups of 3, have low health, are annoying and hard to hit, and that's it. Just so you know, it's immune to fire and lava and deals the highest damage of all variants, so keep that in mind. Alright, how do you use the Soul Pearl? Well, basically, the Soul Pearl is a technical item dropped by the Soul Sand Valley enderman. We can bind it to a mob or player by shift-clicking, okay? And there we've bound it, as you can see. Let's see, this one's bound. And basically, when we throw it and it lands, it'll teleport the mob. So it's super interesting. I don't think we can bind ourselves, but it could be a really interesting way to move mobs around. Not sure if it damages them. Yes, it does damage them, okay? So keep that in mind too. Alright, so how do we find the Nether Wastes Enderman? This is the standard Nether variant found in the Nether Wastes. Basically, Nether Wastes is, well, we're already in the Nether Wastes, but it's this area here, okay? Like these nether ravines, and this is where we can find this Enderman. It's neutral, okay? Looks slightly different from the classic one, immune to fire and lava, and drops the basic, ender pearls and bones, okay? Nothing much else. Alright, so here we have the Warped Forest Enderman, which obviously spawns in the Warped Forest. It has giant arms that it walks on, looks like a gorilla. Let's see if we can make it walk. There it is. And basically it's immune to lava fire. Its drops are ender pearls and bones. Sorry. It drops warped fungus and the warped pearl, okay? I was mistaken, it's this item here. So anyway, it spawns in this biome. Let's see if one appears. Normally, this biome, as you know, is full of regular Endermen, but look, here we already have the mutation. I assume they'll replace the Endermen that spawned before with the Warped Forest Enderman with the mutation, and the old ones won't spawn anymore, right? So it's a good place to go farm Ender Pearls. Alright, how do you use the Warped Pearl? Well, basically, it drops from Enderman in the Warped Forest, and basically this Warped Pearl, when you throw it, gives you resistance 2 after you land. Okay, as we see, resistance 2, and it's ideal for tactical retreats or engaging in combat, reducing initial damage taken, and it's a superior defensive option to the normal Pearl. Let me see if it takes damage. It doesn't take damage, plus when I throw it. So it's a super bonus, and it's a super improved Ender Pearl, honestly. I mean, compared to the normal one, which takes 2.5 hearts without armor, of course. This one doesn't take health, and on top of that, gives you resistance 2, perfect for entering combat, right? Just perfect. I mean, the item is really cool, honestly. Alright, how do we find the Crimson Forest Enderman? Well, basically, the Crimson Forest is located in the Crimson Forest, okay, obviously. And this one has a natural variant with Crimson Plate armor, alright? It's neutral, immune to fire, and drops Crimson Mushrooms and Crimson Pearls. It's tough and visually imposing with those reddish tones, as we see. In fact, it camouflages pretty well. We could use F3 plus B to spot them more easily, because otherwise, as you see, it's a bit tricky since everything's so red, especially with shaders on. I guess if we turn them off, well, you can see more. There's one. You can see them a bit better, but it's still tough, huh? Without F3 plus B, it's a bit tricky. So yeah, there we have it. There we have... Alright, how can we use the Crimson Pearl? Well, it's basically obtained from the Crimson Forest Enderman, which spawns in the Crimson Forest. This pearl gives you strength a second when you throw it, okay? It lasts about 14 seconds and is perfect for starting aggressive fights or teleporting behind an enemy. Let's also see if it removes full damage. It doesn't remove damage, and of course with strength 2, we deal a ton of damage per hit. Plus we're moving around like nothing. Seems like there's almost no full damage. It doesn't have the normal Ender Pearl full damage, but it has less. I get the feeling, whoa, 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 be careful. It doesn't make you immune to fire, okay? Be very careful. But anyway, there you have it. Alright, so how do we find the End Enderman? Well, it's basically a hostile variant found in the End dimension. It looks like a shark or carnivorous plant with huge teeth and has a 20% chance of dropping the Enderman tooth, okay? It also drops coral fruit, as we're seeing, and the corrupted pearls. They spawn in the end, as you see, alongside normal Enderman and drop corrupted pearls. So, yeah, there you have it. Alright, how can we use corrupted pearls? Well, basically these pearls dropped by the Enderman let you randomly teleport whatever target you hit. Of course, obviously it doesn't work on Enderman. Oh wait, it does work. I thought it didn't before. I don't know if it just teleported because I attacked it. No, it does work like that. And I wonder if it'll work on the Ender Dragon. Doesn't seem to care much about my Ender Pearl, for whatever reason. Nothing, I'm hitting it, and it's not. It's not. Well, there we have it. And with this, it works, with the End Crystals, but they're entities, right? Wow, that would have been cool, huh? Would have been cool if they teleported randomly and you could take them down with this weapon. So yeah, this Ender Pearl doesn't teleport you, but it does push mobs away from you. Let's see, I don't know how useful it is, but I mean, it's hard to find a use for it unless you're at a farm, for example, and there's a wolf and you push that wolf away with this Ender Pearl instead of killing it or something like that. I don't know, a super specific case, honestly. It's just that it's hard. So there we have it. Alright, so how to get the Enderman tooth? Well, basically it's a rare crafting material that drops from the Enderman, which spawns in the end. It's a rare material, like I said. I think it had a 20% drop rate. Basically what it does is it lets us craft corrupted tools, like the corrupted blade, which randomly teleports the target, or the corrupted shield, which randomly teleports anyone who attacks you, which is super interesting. Alright, so here we have the End Islands Enderman. Basically, this is a hostile mini-boss with 80 health. Its giant floats and looks like a whale or an axolotl. Let's see about the floating thing. Well, it doesn't really float much, to be honest. But anyway, it drops, as you can see, the Ancient Pearl. Let's actually see if it's hostile. Let's see. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, it's hostile, alright. Oh man, what a beating. I didn't even have time to stop eating. And I'm pretty fast, you know. I didn't even have time to stop eating. But I want to see the floating part. I'm not really seeing much floating here. Let's see. Let's see. I push it into the void and... Doesn't look like it. Theoretically, it shoots projectiles. Right? I don't know to what extent. Let's see the projectiles. Guys. No, I don't see them either. And well, it's the only source of the Ancient Pearl, and theoretically it can also drop the Summoner Pearl. Let's check it out. Well, it's dropping normal Ender Pearls, and here's the Summoner Pearl. Teleports nearby targets on hit. Okay. Well, interesting at least, right? So there you have it. Alright, how do you get the Ender Pearl pet? Well, basically it's a super rare drop from End Island's Enderman, and its function is unique. When you throw it, it summons a pet Enderman that's already tamed, and will basically help us attack other Endermen, okay? It's literally just an Enderman, nothing more, okay? Let's go and attack a normal Enderman. Let's see if it can. It's dealing 4 damage like an Enderman. A regular Enderman deals 3.5. So it's pretty strong, honestly, this thing for a pet. And I don't know if we can have multiple at once. Yes, we can. Yes, we can have multiple at the same time. So yeah, we can get a little crazy with this and have our own little army, huh? Of these strong creatures. We can store it back in the pearl, okay? By the way, if we right-click it, it gets stored in there. Each pearl stores separately, and each one has its own info with pet health and everything. This one says 50. Oh no, hammerhead pet. But there are 7. Let's see, or what? I mean, if I save it, it gives me one with 30 health. Right, not all have the same health. They're not all the same, eh? There are several. Okay. There's these bulkier ones, these longer ones, and another that has even less health. I figure each one hits differently, and some are tankier. I figure the more health, the stronger they are. That's what I'm saying, eh? I mean, I was gonna say the ones with less health deal more damage, but we saw the lowest health one earlier, and it didn't deal much damage either. So yeah, there we have it. Alright, how do you use the Summoner Pearl? Well, basically this drops from the End Island's Enderman, which is this guy right here. And basically, when you throw it, all nearby mobs, as you can see, get teleported to it, okay? This can help us with the Enderman itself, for example, to do a bit of cleanup like this, okay? If we hit it, if we throw it right there on the edge, you're gonna flip. Watch. Tuku. Again, it doesn't teleport us. But anyway, this works like a reverse hole grouping enemies, so you can attack them with area damage like TNT, potions more easily, okay? Not much more. Let's see, the area of effect is pretty wide, huh? I mean, as you see, if we hit it, it affects from here. If I throw it there, does it affect? Who does it affect? Haha, I pulled a little bit of that one, right? But if I throw it there, there's nothing, right? So it has to be far, but not too far. Well, you know what you could do? Throw a TNT and wait right until it's about to explode to make it go off, okay? So you throw the summoner, ender pearl, and boom, TNT right there, okay? And also if we're collecting mobs, like villagers or whatever, it's a quick way to group them together. So yeah, super cool. And with that wraps up the mod explanation, because there are no more items. I mean, there's the corrupted blade and the corrupted shell, which I haven't shown, but basically what they do is teleport with every hit we land. And this one basically makes whatever hits us teleport away. That's it, nothing more. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed everything and see you in future videos. Bye bye.